Today, it's the fourth and final round of IROC 21 at Michigan Speedway. Today will determine the IROC champion. The drivers sit in their cars now waiting for the start. The Pontiacs have gotten better and better with every race this season and predict a very close battle here today. The 12 that started at Daytona months ago are now ready to make the final effort to determine who will in fact be the IROC champion. The fight for the championship itself has come down to a battle from three different disciplines, from the Winston Cup Series, from the Kart IndyCar Series, and from the Score Off-Road Trophy Series. There's the top of the order. Mark Martin from Winston Cup, Robbie Gordon from the Score Off-Road Series, and Al Unser Jr., the contenders. Here's Jack Arute.
Well, it's down to these three drivers that have any hope of winning the championship for IROC 21. Mark Martin leads the points, Robbie Gordon second, and of course Al Unser Jr. in third. And Al, first question to you is a victory is going to be the only shot you've got?
It is the only shot we got, and we'll just we'll go out and try to mix it up with these two guys and see if they give me a break or not.
Robbie Gordon, you had to have a fill-in at California. Bobby Labonte did a heck of a job for you, keep you as a runner-up.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, if he could just beat Mark, you know, that would have been a couple more points our way. But, you know, I think for us, you know, you're going to have to come out and win today to catch up with Mark. He's done a good job. He's been consistent all year. And, you know, it's going to be important to be smooth and hopefully lead some laps.
Mark, a second at Daytona and then back-to-back victories in IROC. Can you repeat as the champion?
Well, I don't know. You know, this could be a big disappointment. You know, if we lost this thing today, it would break your heart with a 19-point lead. But it can happen. Both these guys can win this race, and they can lead the most laps. And if they do that, and I can't get through traffic, then I won't win. You know, they will. So, you know, we're going to have to give them, you know, we're going to have to go out and race for it, too.
And, Paul, to make matters worse, all three of them have to come from the back of the field.
Well, and Jack, there's one other thing that's going to really affect this race today. It is hot here, very hot. Temperatures soaring into the 90s. Now, let's consider the personalities of the three who are running for the championship. Mark Martin, of course, is having a great year. He's physically fit, he's focused, he's enjoying himself, and he knows that at the end of this day, he can be the first man ever to score 3 IROC championships, and he can do it easily. Then there's Robbie Gordon, who can be a little crazy at times. He's had a terrible year in Winston Cup. His IRL effort has not gone well. This would be a chance to legitimatize his racing efforts this year and keep his portfolio active, but he's going to have to drive very hard to do it. And then there's Al Unser Jr., who has much the same scenario as Robbie. He's not done very well at all in the past 2 years. He does very well here at Michigan, and he has practiced for this race. So he, too, would love to come up with an IROC championship at the end of the day. It would be very meaningful to him. The good news for all of us, we have onboard cameras on all three of those cars. Now, let's send you over to Benny Parsons.
Getting the Pontiac Firebirds around Michigan Speedway at top speed, it's critical that all 4 tires work equally. The mechanics do that with springs, shocks, aerodynamics. But the driver's line, how he drives through the corner, that's critical in keeping those 4 tires equal. Mark Martin, Robbie Gordon, Al Unser Jr., as they rush through the field, they've got to be careful not to abuse one of those tires. If they heat the right front, the air pressure inside the tire builds up, the tire starts sliding across the racetrack. That could cost them a lot of money before the day is over.
All right, Benny, here's the way they line up. In reverse order of the point standings, on the front row from Kart is Alex Zanardi, car 12. That's his position in the points. Darrell Waltrip from Winston Cup will start alongside. Then Dale Jarrett from NASCAR Winston Cup, and Tom Kendall, who's having a great year in the SCCA Trans Am Series. In row number 3, the reigning kart champion, Jimmy Vasser. He's a rookie to the IROC. And Dale Earnhardt from Winston Cup, the 7-time Winston Cup champion. The 4th row, Randy LaJoie, a rookie to the IROC from the Busch Series. And Jeff Gordon from the Winston Cup Series. The 5th row, Terry Labonte, the reigning Winston Cup champion, and Al Unser Jr., one of the contenders. And in the 6th and final row, Robbie Gordon from the Score Off-Road Series and Mark Martin from Winston Cup. There have been power failures here at the Michigan Speedway in the past hour, and they're still trying to repair much of it, so we're not going to have the kind of camera coverage we normally see. Green flag comes out. Zanardi way ahead of Darrell Waltrip on the start.
What a start. If this was a Saturday night race, they probably would not start the race, but this is IROC. Now it's important that Mark Martin, Al Unser Jr., Robbie Gordon get through the field as quickly as possible. Look, LaJoy on the inside going by cars as Mark Martin tries to follow Al Unser Jr. There's Darrell Waltrip going to the back.
And the three contenders right together here. The green car, Al Unser Jr. just ahead. There's the red car of Robbie Gordon, and you were watching from Mark Martin's car. Zanardi leads it. Waltrip fell way back coming off of turn 2.
Once again, we'll follow Mark Martin as Jeff Gordon is going backwards. That's the gold car right in front of Mark Martin. And Alex Zanardi will lead the first lap.
So as they complete the first lap with Zanardi out in front, the battle for the championship remains mired back in the field. They try to come forward, but it's just not working now.
That's Dale Jarrett on the outside in the orange car. White car is Tommy Kendall.
Tommy Kendall has been very racy on the super speedways. You drop back with Al Unser Jr., the green car, trying to find racing room to come up this field.
And Jimmy Basser and LaJoy dives to the inside of Al Unser Jr.
Back at the front of the field, it's still Zanardi. Jarrett comes up into second place. Kendall is down low. Vassar is high as they battle for third.
Al Unser Jr., Robbie Gordon side by side as they try to get to the front to win the IROC Championship. Look at 3 abreast down in turn 1, and LaJoy will take over third spot.
So as Randy LaJoy moves into third, here comes a move by Jarrett. He comes very easily around Zanardi and picks up the lead. You watch from Robbie Gordon's car now as he's still trying to come up through this field. There was Zanardi off to the right. Gordon is coming forward.
And Zanardi still losing spots, goes from leading 1 lap, is currently running in 7th spot. And here comes LaJoy for the lead. Oh, contact between Jarrett and LaJoy.
LaJoy comes up, taps the back end of Jarrett's car. Kendall tucks in behind LaJoy. And so the battle at the front is LaJoy. Robbie Gordon now moves into second place, followed by Tommy Kendall.
The International Race of Champions on ABC Sports, brought to you by the legendary Firebird Trans Am from Pontiac, Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Wendy's Smoky Bacon Cheeseburger with rich smoky flavor in every bite. And True Value, official hardware store of IROC and garages everywhere.
Back in Michigan, the International Race of Champions, the battle is at second place, and it involves one of our contenders. You ride with Robbie Gordon as he fights with Tommy Kendall.
And as these two cars ride side by side, the leader, Randy LaJoy, just driving away.
In the meantime, the pole sitter, Alex Zanardi, is headed for the pits. Here's Jack.
The problem is a right rear tire on Alex Zanardi. He signaled to the crew, and they have gone to work. Now, Zanardi will not receive a penalty for this, but he is under green flag conditions on pit road. They give him the go-ahead to change the tire, but this will be costly to Alex Zanardi.
2 Goodyear Racing Eagles off, 2 brand new ones on, but Zanardi has fallen well behind. There's that battle for the championship. The yellow car is Mark Martin, Al Unser Jr., and the green car up alongside of him. You watch from Martin's car.
3 abreast going down in turn 1. Robbie Gordon is up battling for the second spot. There we see Robbie Gordon alongside Tommy Kendall.
This is a battle for second place. And Kendall is able on the backside to force a little bit ahead of Gordon, but they've been side by side for 2 laps.
And once again, as they ride side by side, the leader is driving away.
Here's the view from Al Unser Jr. Mark Martin up ahead of him, now beginning to carve his way through traffic.
He blows by Dale Jarrett, and here comes Al Unser Jr. by Jarrett.
Now, Darrell Waltrip is headed down to the pit road as well as the battle continues for the championship. We go down to the pits and Jack Arute.
For Darrell Waltrip, also a problem. Again, the team goes to the right side as the IROC mechanics check the left side tires. But the culprit again seems to be on the right side. So the IROC officials will make a change on Darrell Waltrip's car. But he too will have to find himself in danger of going a lap down.
So, Benny, as you suggested, tires have become critical. 2 cars have stopped for right side.
And Robbie Gordon currently in second spot. Mark Martin has worked his way to third, and Al Unser Jr. in fourth. The 3 guys trying to win the championship running right together. But Mark Martin, if he can stay there, will be the IROC champion for 1997.
Al Unser Jr. pulls the high line, trying to contest that. Randy LaJoie running away from this field. This is the battle, second, third, and fourth, and it is the fight for the championship.
If these three cars should stay in line, as we look out of Robbie Gordon's car back to Mark Martin, if these three cars will stay in line, maybe they can run down the leader, Randy LaJoie.
The look back from Robbie's car into the high bank here at Michigan.
Al Unser Jr. ducks down, looks like he wants to get by Mark Martin, not able to do it.
Again, Unser Jr. pokes his nose down below Mark Martin as they come across the start-finish line.
And that's all Mark Martin wants to do is stay right there where he is and go home the champion.
It's more like he's looking to see where he might be able to do something later. He does something here unless Mark Martin really falls backwards. The championship is in his hand. But there it is, the battle for the IROC championship. Gordon, Martin, and Al Unser Jr. Three-way battle for second place.
As we widen out, we will see the leader, Randy LaJoie, as he comes off turn 4. There's the distance between the lead and second spot. Dale Jarrett back in the 5th spot.
Boy, but this battle shows you just how close these Pontiac Firebirds are. If they want to eliminate the mechanical advantage and make them all equal, they have done that, while at the same time they've made them very good performers on the racetrack. Remember the pole sitter, Zanardi, in for a change of tires? Have they found the problem yet, Jack?
Examination by the IROC officials has shown the problem with Alex Zanardi's car was indeed on the right rear. A small cut caused the problem, but Alex Zanardi had the wherewithal to come onto pit road and get this tire changed. That never ceases to amaze me, guys, that a driver can tell when pressure begins to leak out of a tire and come in for assistance.
NASCAR Winston Cup mechanics use air pressure as a tool to make the cars handle. They will change the air pressure 1 pound at a time, and it will make the car different. Imagine what Zanardi would feel when he loses 2 or 3 pounds of air pressure. The Pontiac Firebird would immediately go away.
The battle for the championship continues. Gordon, Mark Martin, Al Unser Jr. in the green car. A three-way battle for second place behind Randy LaJoie. Now Al Unser Jr. begins a move on Mark Martin. On the backstretch, boy, just drives past him.
But Paul, that pass doesn't concern Martin. He is still the champion if he can stay where he is.
Well, the fight for the championship continues, but Mark Martin is a little more comfortable. Now, they put out the black flag, but Jackaroo 2 cars answered it.
The black flag was displayed to Darrell Waltrip, but Alex Zanardi came in to have his tires examined as well. But the key was for Darrell Waltrip to come in and have additional service on his car. Evidently, the IROC mechanics did not find anything wrong on the right side tires, and now Waltrip is trying to tell him that possibly it's on the left side. Zanardi speeds away, and now after an inspection, so does Darrell Waltrip.
So Randy LaJoie is still the leader, and the championship is yet to be determined.